welcome back to this week's video. This week I'm going to be doing another tag video because I think they are super duper fun and I think that you guys like them. At least I hope you like them. Today I'm going to be doing the ruler of all books tag. Basically, this tag is questions that if I was the ruler of all of the books in the world, what are the laws that I would put forth? The creator of the tag is the person that has created the Booktubeathon, and that is Ariel Bissett. I will link her channel down below, and I will link the original video of this tag. I was not directly tagged by anybody to do this book, but a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube have done it, and so I thought, heck, why not? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. The first question is, what book would you make everybody read? Now, obviously, I would like to make everybody read a Philippa Gregory book because she is my favorite author. For this question, I chose The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. This book is hauntingly beautiful, you guys. It is so incredibly written, and the story is just completely captivating. The story is about a young 14-year-old girl who recounts the tale of her murder and how her family is dealing with the consequences of her murder. We find that the character Susie Salmon is in between Earth and Heaven. She's in a place where she can still see the effects that her death has on her family, but it's not reality as well because there's a lot of fantastical things that happens. She meets a lot of girls that have also been murdered, and it's just a really beautiful and devastating story, and it is one of my favorite all-time reads. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. Question number 2. What would you abolish during book construction? Now, it took me a while to actually come up with an answer for this question because I would like to think, oh, there's nothing that I would change about books. I love them. I love everything about them. But after a lot of hard thinking, I have definitely found that I do have pet peeves about books. I would abolish small books, like ones that you can't open a lot without breaking the spine. That has always drove me crazy, and like the writing is really, really small. It's hard to read. I just would say no. Make big floppy books with nice large words that I can read, and that's the law. No, but really, I really don't like small books. I find them incredibly annoying to read and inconvenient to read, and I would just prefer a nice big book that's easy to open and easy to hold. Question number 3. What author would you commission to write you any book? I've put a lot of thought into this question, and the answers actually might not surprise you. I wouldn't only choose one author. I chose 2 different authors. I chose Philippa Gregory and J.K. Rowling. I think that the combination of both of their writing styles and the worlds that they could create would definitely create something super magical and just really exciting to read, and I would love to read something that they wrote together. Question number 4. What book would you demote to the basement of either the library or the bookstore? Now, this book is probably going to surprise you guys because it was placed on my top 10 favorite series of all time, but every single time I go into any place that sells books, whether it be a used bookstore, a library, a new bookstore online, I just see this book everywhere, and it's really, really annoying. That book is Twilight. There are always 500 million copies everywhere I go, and that book just needs to like take a step back and let other books have their time to shine. So I would say put it in the basement. If you really want that book, you haven't read it yet, you should have to go dig to find it because it's been out for like however long. So I'm just sick and tired of seeing that book everywhere. Question number 5. What cover artist would you want to paint you a mural? Now, for this question, I looked throughout all of the book covers on Goodreads that I have read, and the one that stood out the most to me was the cover art from the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I find those covers to be so beautiful and just mesmerizing, and they just make you want to pick up the book and read it. The cover artist who did that art is John Rocco, and let me tell you, John Rocco, that art you've created is something spectacular, and I definitely would love to see a mural that you would paint for me as the ruler of all of the books. Question number 6. What character's face would you put on a coin? For this, I chose the character of Virginia from the novel The Queen of Water by the author Laura Rousseau. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. I actually had to read this book for one of my literature classes in college, and I was completely blown away by this story. It's super captivating, and it was a really big surprise for me that I was going to like this book because a lot of the time I kind of rebel when I'm told, like, you have to read this book for a class, and it just makes you not want to read it, but I really thoroughly enjoyed this book. The character of Virginia is a really phenomenal character, and I feel that she is an incredible role model for not only young girls, but for just young people in general, and I think putting her face on a coin would inspire a lot of the younger generation to go out and do something and to become something of themselves. I think putting her face on a coin would make a better future in my kingdom. The final question of this tag, question number 7, is: what book would win the Ruler of Books 2016? To choose this book, I actually looked through the books that I have read throughout the year of 2016. The book that spoke to me the most was The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I know that this book was not published in 2016, but I read it during the year of 2016, and let me tell you, this book was unbelievable. I read this book in a 24-hour period. I had heard really good things about it, and it just so happened to be available on the library one day when I was browsing for books to read, and so I snapped it up and devoured it. It was so good. I had to continue reading to find out what happens to the characters, and just there's twists and turns, and it's so good. It is so good. So I definitely award the Ruler of Books 2016 to The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. Alright, you guys, that is it for this tag video. I would love to see some video responses from you guys. I think that this tag is super fun, and the questions are quite interesting. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy that you guys tuned in. Don't forget to pick up a book, immerse yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye!